premenopause, postmenopause, perimenopause, menopause. What do all of these words mean? Well, today I'm going to help you define them so that we understand where we are in these phases of our life. Grab your coffee, grab your pen and paper if you need it, or a water, get a little comfy, and let's have a chat, talk about these life stages. For those of you who are new, I'm Dr. Care. I'm a home health physical therapist who is documenting my own journey on navigating weight loss and wellness since I'm in the beginning stages of perimenopause. So let's get started. When it comes to the phases of life or these stages of menopause, or let's call them levels, stages make it seem like we're getting older. We're getting better. We're not really getting older. Age is only a number. And levels, well, I'm not a gamer, but from what I understand, when you hit a new level on a game, it's pretty exciting. So let's get excited about these levels. When we talk about premenopause, we are talking about our estrogen level. And in premenopause, this is when we enter puberty and we get our first period. All of that time after that first period is premenopause. So our levels are pretty steady for the most part, unless there's another health issue going on. So you will have regular periods you can track on a calendar, makes it easier for you to track activities and different special events and be prepared. You also really only have to worry about menopause. You really only need to worry about PMS symptoms, cramps, cravings, temporary weight gain during that time period that goes away as soon as it ends. That's all wrapped up in our teens, our 20s, our 30s, into the beginning of our 40s, typically. Age ranges for all of these. There is no exact age that all these levels occur. So we're going along through this premenopause phase of our life, and then all of a sudden we start having these dips and spikes in our estrogen level. When that happens, you have reached level perimenopause. So this is the level that I'm in. I am 45 years old. I believe I started going through perimenopause probably 2 years ago, when I started really experiencing some minor fluctuations in the predictability of my cycle. During this time period, because of those dips and the spikes in estrogen, we're going to have things like brain fog. We're going to have increased time period or decreased time period between our periods. Sometimes our period will be lighter, sometimes it's heavier. We may start to develop inflammation in the body because of those dips and spikes. And so that inflammation can lead to joint pain, muscle aches. We will also get cranky, very emotional. My sister likes to call this being crunchy. I kind of like that phase, but we'll see. We'll try crunchy. Let me know down below if you like crunchy. But that crunchy emotionalism occurs. You're also going to get brain fog, or you can get. Not everybody gets all these symptoms. You will also get brain fog. And because of the brain fog, because our brain is used to our body functioning with these certain levels of estrogen, your body's going to try to save some. And where our body stores estrogen best? Adipose tissue. Da-da-da-da! Fat cells. Not fun. This is where we get puffy around the middle. We don't want to be puffy around the middle. I'm trying to get rid of the puffy around the middle. It's supposed to make me feel better, knowing that my body's doing this to protect my brain health. It does not really make me feel better. But we're going to work with what we have. So this phase of life lasts about anywhere from 4 to 10 years. Now, typically, on average, it starts for women in their 40s. Some women start in their 30s. Some women don't start until they're in their early 50s. Really, there's no textbook. There's no guarantee of when exactly it's going to happen. You can get an idea by talking with mothers, grandmothers, aunts, sisters, and get an understanding of where it's happened for them. And because we want to be responsible with our health, it's really important that we have those conversations with the younger generations. So our daughters, our granddaughters, so that they know what to expect. Because these symptoms are scary. When you have a hot flash for the first time, it is scary. You don't know what's going on. And so we go through this time period. We are having all of these different glitches in our system. Really, that's what it is, because of the estrogen dips and spikes. It's glitches. And our period starts getting longer and longer between time periods. So once you get to, now we're going to talk about menopause. Menopause is not a time period like premenopause and perimenopause. Menopause itself is one day. When you have gone through 1 year, 365 days without a period, that next day, you have reached level menopause. Okay, I feel we have an opportunity here. We need to celebrate this. We need to stop thinking about this as getting old and a negative thing, because there's so much connotation to it being something negative. We want to make it something fun. So for me, on my menopause day, I want the day off work. I want a card. So Hallmark, you have some time. I want a card. I want a nice fancy dinner. I want to feel special. And yeah, I want a cake. That's a big thing. I want to celebrate it. And if you're approaching your menopause day, let us know. Drop a comment down below so we can celebrate you. Because really, it's kind of freeing, the idea of not having to go through a period every month. I really like that idea. Yeah. Now back to hormones. So everything after that one day, after your menopause day, is considered postmenopause. So here, and now again, we are back into a time range. So it's going to take some years for your body to establish its new normal. Your estrogen levels are going to go down, and they're going to stay down. Over time, those symptoms, the brain fog, the crunchiness, hot flashes, irritability, the joints aches and pains, they should all start going down. The weight gain, you're not going to have that going on like it is. But there's some other things that will start happening because of those lower estrogen levels. This postmenopause period is actually not the safest for women. We have that increased risk of osteoporosis. So if you have a fall, you are more likely to have a fracture. Because of that drop in estrogen level, you do have an increased risk for heart disease. So this is where you need to have these conversations with your doctors, because if you already have a family history of heart disease and now you're in this post-menopause period of your life, this naturally increases your risk. If you have put on the perimenopause fluff around your midsection, we know just from regular conversations about weight gain that any weight centered around the midsection increases your risk of metabolic disorders, increases your risk of heart disease, and all of that compounds into greater risk factors for debility. There's the deconditioning of the muscles and the possibility of developing something called sarcopenia, which is the breakdown of strength in the muscles. I see this a lot in my postmenopausal patients. But at the same time, we have the ability now, at any stage that we are at, right now in this moment, we have the ability to start making those changes. And that's what my journey is about. My journey is about getting my steps in, being consistent with that, so that I am constantly keeping up my strength health, my muscle strength. I'm constantly keeping up my bone strength. My intention is eventually to get back into weightlifting so that I do have further strengthening of my bones and of my joints. Both the walking and the weightlifting and the exercise, that activity is going to help with my heart health as well. All of that leads to a better quality of life, whatever phase we are in. So let's recap where we're at. We have premenopause, nice normal estrogen levels. That's the beginning stages. You're getting regular periods. Then you hit perimenopause, and this time period, this level, means that you begin to have fluctuations in your estrogen. So that's where you get the symptoms of hot flashes and weight gain and brain fog and crunchiness and joint aches and pains and irritability and inability to sleep. There's so many things that can happen because your body is wondering, what is going on with these hormone levels? This is not normal for me. Then you have your 1 day of menopause. Let's all find a way to celebrate. Gotta have fun. You gotta make it enjoyable. And then you have postmenopause, where that is the evening out your new normal level with your estrogen. That's it. Now, I want you to take this information, figure out where you're at, and use this to have those conversations with your doctors. And at any point, during any phase of your life, if you are experiencing something outside of the normal of what your regular health is like, I cannot encourage you more strongly. Go and talk with your doctor. Have an honest and open conversation with them about this or anything else that you are going on. And if your doctor will not take the time to sit there and listen to you, find a new doctor. That is all I have for today. I hope you guys are having a great day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.